Jay Monahan was quoted as saying in the countersuit, the LIV is using players, quote, and the game of golf to sports wash the recent history of Saudi atrocities. And today, what Saudi atrocities? We don't know.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the PGA Golf Tour merging with Saudi-backed LIV Golf. Now, this story is hilarious, predictable, and it underlines a point that I always make on this channel. At a certain point, everything is about that almighty dollar. All this, okay, we don't want to align with the Saudis because they have human rights violations and they chopped up Jamal Khashoggi and all this, that, and the third. Oh, and they hate the LGBTQ elemental P. Okay, gay pride, all this and that. All that goes out of the window when it comes to getting money. Oh, yes, it does go out the window. Now, there's a lot I want to get through here, but first, let's look at a quote from President Donald Trump. He predicted this. I think it might have been last year, almost a year ago to the day. Look at this. All of those golfers that remain, quote unquote, loyal to the very disloyal PGA and all of its different forms will pay a big price when the inevitable merger with LIV comes and you get nothing but a big thank you from PGA officials who are making millions of dollars a year. If you don't take the money now, you will get nothing after the merger takes place, and only say how smart the original signees were. Good luck to all, and congratulations to really talented Cam Smith on his incredible win. Now let's pause right here. What he's talking about is the signing blitz that LIV Golf did with golfers that were on the PGA Tour. And that was a whole big thing. PGA was like, oh, you guys, you can't, if you want to go to LIV Golf, you can't come back to PGA. You can't double dip, all this and that. It was a whole big thing. They were trying to invoke nationalism. Don't go with the Saudis, stay with the Americans. It was all kind of stuff going on, right? A lot of golfers got big money from signing with LIV, but some golfers decided to stay loyal to the PGA, and they missed out on the LIV contract. And now LIV and PGA have merged, but those who went over to LIV still got their money. they still got their money. And if you stay with the PGA, oh, well, man, you get whatever you can't get now, because all that stuff about, oh, they're trying to sports wash Saudi atrocities. They chopped up Jamal Khashoggi. All that stuff is irrelevant when they see the bigger picture, when they see dollar signs right in front of their faces. Okay, that's just the reality of the situation. And I find it hypocritical from people that talk about Saudi and all the atrocities, but you have no problem going to the gas pump and filling your car up with gas. Okay, you have no problem with Joe Biden going over to Saudi and fist bumping Mohammed bin Salman trying to get lower gas prices. And the funny part about that is Saudi just cut oil production by like 1 million barrels a day or some kind of big amount of money, some kind of big amount that they cut oil production by. So you're going to get higher gas prices, and LIV Golf just merged with PGA. So all that fist bumping, the virtue signaling, it did nothing. It was all for naught. All for naught. And, you know, I don't really see a problem with it. At the end of the day, it's business, it's money. I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to go fill up my Toyota Tundra with $100 in gas every time I fill it up with Saudi gas, Saudi oil prices. I'm not going to go do that and then talk about how bad they are when it comes to golfing. That's completely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Now, there's a video that we can get to here, actually, from Bloomberg News. I will link to this in the description box if you want to see it for yourself. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio. Go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this.
The PGA Tour and the Saudi-backed LIV Golf have agreed to a shock merger. It ends a 2-year battle that saw the upstart splash millions of dollars to lure some of the biggest players away from the traditional PGA events.
Obviously, it's been a very dynamic and complex.
That's your man right there, Jay Monahan. Okay, he bought the almighty dollar. Before the merger, you want to be ultra nationalistic, talking about PGA and don't go over there and stay loyal to us. And now you guys are one big happy family.
next couple of years. And for players, I'm not surprised that, this is an awful lot to ask them to digest. And this is a significant change for us, in the direction that we were going down. But as I'm trying to explain, and I will continue to explain as we go forward, this ultimately is a decision that I think is in the best interest of all of the members of the PGA Tour.
Of course.
Let's get more now with our Saudi bureau chief, Matthew Martin, in Riyadh. So, Matthew, after competing so aggressively, why are LIV and the PGA suddenly changing course so dramatically?
Well, before he answers, I think I know why. It's the money. The bottom line is the money. We could talk about all these esoteric reasons why the merger happened. We can get into analyzing it, but really it's the money. And that trumps all. No pun intended.
Yes, look, as you say, this is a really dramatic change of course. The war of words between the PGA and LIV had been going on quite vociferously in the press and in the courts, and they have managed to keep this deal cooked up very quietly amongst a small group of advisors, and the main principals in this, Yasser Al-Rumayyan, the head of the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, and Jay Monahan from the PGA. But they're doing this now to bring an end to the court battles that have been going on, the fight over players. This has all been getting quite ugly in the press and in the courtrooms. It was threatening to potentially drag on and on through legal proceedings.
You know what? And that's part of it as well. A lot of the stuff you would hear in the media about the players going to LIV and not being able to come back to PGA, a lot of that was just them wrangling over what the terms of a merger would be, in my opinion. That's really just what it was. The lawyers are getting in there. They're fighting. They're tussling it out. The end result was always going to be this. It was just a long, drawn-out process, a lot of dramatics, a lot of trying to get allies on both sides. That's what it was about.
Maybe even involving a subpoena of the boss of the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund as well. It was dragging in all sorts of different corners of life, from critics of Saudi Arabia, victims of the 9/11 terrorism attacks in the US. So it was all.
You know what? And I saw that. I saw that they had the 9/11 families involved. It's like, why would they be involved with a business deal? Are they involved when you're talking about Chevron and Exxon at the gas pump? I've never heard any 9/11 families go out and speak about the gas. I've never heard that. I did not hear them speak out when Joe Biden, again, went to Saudi Arabia and was fist bumping Mohammed bin Salman. I did not hear them speak out about that. So why are they now talking about a business deal? Were they lobbied to do that? Was there a financial compensation in return for them speaking out against this? Are they being used as lobbyists? Are they being used as pawns to try and make the deal better for one side or the other? I'm confused about what's happening because, again, we have certain things that Saudi are involved with that we don't say a thing about. But this, all of a sudden, is this big issue that everybody wants to get on and be virtue signaling and talking about how bad they are and human rights violations. It's so strange.
All getting quite ugly and quite protracted, and so this enables them to draw a line underneath all of this and now concentrate on just playing golf.
So, Matthew, who's in control actually of golf now? PGA or the Saudis, and how much will they both be investing in the future?
Good question.
Well, this is going to be an interesting question to watch as this develops. So initially, under the terms of this agreement, the new entity which is formed, which is still doesn't have a name, the main economic voting rights are going to be held by the PGA at the moment. But we do know that the head of the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund, Yasser Al-Rumayyan, is going to be the chairman of this new entity. The PIF is going to be investing, they've said, billions into developing golf and to
the answer again here is the side with the most money invested will be the decision maker. It doesn't matter who's on the board or who has a particular title. If you have the money, if you have control over the money, you will be the decision maker. It really nothing else to it. I know the PGA has plenty of cash. They have a lot of, okay, but I think LIV Golf might have more. And if they didn't, I don't think this merger would happen.
developing new tournaments and new competitions around the world. And they've also said that they have essentially a sort of first right of refusal over investments in new projects. So I think we will see over time that that balance of power may well shift. And with Yasser as chairman, it looks like the Saudis are very much at the top of this new entity.
There you have it. So shout out to the PGA Golf Tour. Shout out to LIV Golf. I'm not sure what the new name is going to be. I'm sure that the Saudis want to have their name first. LIV PGA, Live Long, Live Laugh PGA. I don't know what they're gonna do. But as I close, I want to say this. Yeah, money is most important here. All this about human rights violations is so silly. It's so dumb. It makes no sense. I'm not saying that they should have chopped up Jamal Khashoggi. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they were or were not involved with 9/11. But guess what? It doesn't really matter. We're talking about business deals. All that matters is dollars and cents. All that extra stuff is just ways to try and get people on one side or the other. It's a way to try and lobby the general public to try and wrangle for a better deal financially. That's all that it is. People get invested into it emotionally, and that's part of the lawyer's strategy from my point of view. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How you feel about the LIV Golf and PGA Tour merger? Did you see it coming like Donald Trump did? Are you surprised here? Do you think that this shouldn't have been done because of Saudi's human rights violations? Okay, how about the U.S.? Are we perfect? Do we not do anything wrong to anybody anywhere in the world? But whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. It's always business, never personal. It may appear to be personal. It may appear to be about nationalism and all that kind of stuff. It may appear to be that way to some people, but it's not really about that. Okay? We will do a deal with anybody. Okay, look, we are in kind of a cold war with Russia, China, etc. We're still going to get money with them. We'll still do business with them. Like we're like fighting Russia, but when it comes to money, we'll still do business with them. Same thing with China. We trying to put trade tariffs on them. We're trying to do all kind of stuff. Okay, they're spying on us. We're spying on them, but we still get money together. Okay, you're still getting your cell phones every day, and that comes straight from mainland China. Okay, and Taiwan, same thing. Taiwan is in kind of a cold war with China, but Taiwanese chips go into the Chinese-made phones that come right back to the USA, and we all work together. That's just how it is. That's just the way the world works. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.